Hello guys, again and again.
What's
Two
up?
videos.
Heck yeah, we're coming at you live.
We
Real quick
are,
too.
because we don't have anything else to do.
It's
So
that quarantine lifestyle.
welcome back to our channel.
Heck yeah, what is this?
Wow.
This is the Mitchell and Chanel. Ooh, that was bad.
I don't know how it goes.
This is the Mitchell and Chanel
I don't know.
show. Yes. The same girl.
Today we are back to start with our wedding series, which we talked about in our last video. Since we are doing this on our own, we wanted to come and share kind of the tips that we've learned in this process over the last year, and kind of help those who are searching for kind of more information on how you even get started and how you plan a wedding on your own.
To set the stage a little bit, so we're both in Chicago and got engaged in Columbus, Ohio, and our wedding is being held in Cleveland, Ohio.
Oh, yeah.
And so for reference, Chanel's family, and Chanel is from Akron, Cleveland, Ohio area. And so that's where we're doing our wedding at. And so we're basically doing kind of a long distance planning type thing, which has been really interesting as well. And one thing, just for the fellas to know off the bat, if you're watching this, you get done with the proposal, right? And the one craziest thing, and I was very upset. I was very upset. But the one thing that I did not know is that wedding planning legitimately starts the day after you propose.
I don't know if it has to. I mean,
Beware. Wedding planning starts the day after.
well, it's because everyone will be like, so when are you getting married? Where are you getting married? What's the date? And it's like, whoa.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's kind of annoying. Everyone when's the wedding?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just got down on the knee. Shoot.
Yeah. So the first thing we did was create a Zola account. And if you've never heard of Zola, it's really similar to The Knot. I think those are two platforms that kind of go hand in hand. Zola, I think, is a little newer. And we just kind of explored it. One of our friends also used Zola. And so that was kind of what put me in the mindset to even check it out. But it has been the saving grace. So Zola basically is a platform where, one, we created our website off of Zola. We also created our registry off of Zola.
Registry.
Our registry off of Zola. And then it also has a month by month breakdown. So when we first went in, we put in all of our information, the date, and then from there it broke down month by month. These are the tasks that you should be completing, and that's literally how we've been planning it so far. For wedding planning, our parents and our families think it's weird, but once a week we set out intentional time. It's Saturdays at 11 a.m. And that is when we're committed to wedding planning for an hour or two. And so we go through Zola and we go through our checklist for the month, and we look at what needs to be done for the month, who's going to be in charge of completing it, researching that thing, and then we come back the next week and talk about what we found during the week, or any vendors that we've talked to, share anything that we might not have throughout the week. And so Zola has just been really helpful because we've been able to pretty much do everything. We also ordered our save the dates from Zola. So yeah, I've really liked it and it's been great so far. We haven't gotten married yet, so I can't tell you if the monthly checklist has worked, but it seems to be working.
Step number 2 is really figuring out, okay, when do you want to get married? And I think for the both of us, she's always said yeah, I want to be engaged for a year or so, yada yada. And then we got engaged in April.
Which is why I didn't know it was happening then, because it was just early.
Yeah, so
Not complaining.
with the date, basically, what we did was we figured out, all right, what's a year out from when we got engaged? And then we just saw what would be a cool month from there. It was pretty neat for us because both of our parents were actually married in August. Then my brother actually was married in August as well. So we're hey, let's keep it in the family. Let's go with an August date. Other than that, I really didn't mind at all. But we went with August 1, 2020. 8/1/2020. Sounds kind of cool. That's literally the only reason why though.
I mean, I'm a teacher, so it had to be before like the school year.
Yeah.
And like keeping it in August, the beginning of August kind of helped, and then August 1st just sounded cool.
Yeah. Other than that, it's literally up to you. I think some things that to really think about though are if you want a Saturday wedding versus a Friday wedding versus a Sunday wedding. There's so many different things that you can do with all those dates. I would say Saturday in our research has been the most expensive day to have a wedding. Fridays are like super cool.
And cheaper.
Yeah, and a lot more cost effective for you.
After we started our Zola and picked our date, the next thing,
Step three
was to pick a venue. I know some people do like venue before a date just because they have like a certain venue in mind, and so like they want to make sure the venue matches or is open for a date, and they'll just go with whatever day is open. For us, we kind of did the opposite way. So we picked the date, and then since we were pretty early, most venues were like pretty open. The venue search was interesting because we weren't in Ohio. So my mom pretty much visited like all of the venues that we had researched and like sent us photos and videos. So we actually did not even see our venue before we confirmed it, which is a little crazy, but it looked good.
Yeah, I'm excited about it.
Yeah, there wasn't really a problem. We've seen it now, but we didn't see it before we like booked the venue. So we went through like our own personal preferences where it was like, okay, I would prefer not an outside venue. I would prefer, this one was weird, but like for aesthetic, I didn't really want to do it in a church. I know, shame on me. But it was one of the preferences we had. So those are just a couple that we talked about. But then once you narrow down like what you do want, what you don't want, it's a lot easier to kind of look for venues and then just connect with them to see if they have your dates available.
And venues, the thing with those are, like when you're searching for a venue, sometimes like it's not really all about what the look of the venue is, because all these venues come with different packages and the ways of operation. So some of the venues you might go with for your reception might say, hey, you have to do in-house catering. Some other venues might say, hey, it's okay if you bring in your own catering and have your own other vendors and things come in as well. And so it really just depends on what you want and what you're looking for. It's kind of difficult to have that foresight right when you're just booking a venue because you're like, wow, I just love this place, it looks really cool. And if you're really not thinking of catering and all those other things, and if that doesn't really matter to you up front, like it's not really that big of a deal.
Yeah.
The last step to getting started effectively on your wedding is just talking to people. And so what we did is we made sure that we reached out to our friends, family members, other folks that have gotten married. We really wanted to like index on folks that have gotten married within probably the past 5 years or so, because they're up to date with the new market, the new way the wedding world works. And so what we really did is just reach out to a lot of those folks. Again, we're in Chicago, a lot of our friends, family, all over the US, and so we just got on quick little FaceTime calls, Google Chats, all those other technologies for video conferencing. And we got on those, and one of the things that we made sure we did was write down questions that we had before it. So we really just talked to one another and said, okay, like what are some things we're actually curious about, excited about,
Or we had no idea about.
or we had no idea about, and then had that discussion. And also, we kind of just left things open-ended for them to tell us like, hey, these are some random things that we ran into that we never thought about with our wedding.
Yeah.
These are things that were crazy expensive or whatever that might be. And these are the 4 steps that we think.
I hope does.
Yes.
Not 4 steps for life.
Yeah.
Wedding planning. We don't know.
No, but these are the 4 steps that we came up with to a quick start to getting to your wedding. Number 1, create that Zola page. Number 2, find a date and locate the date and space that you want to have your wedding. 3, the venue. So search for a beautiful venue for your wedding. And 4, talk to people.
That was perfect.
Hey. You gotta break it down.
Yeah, so our next video is gonna be kind of the second thing we did after we followed these 4 steps, which is probably the biggest video and the biggest thing that you'll have to talk about, and that is the budget. So we're gonna come back.
You need to watch that.
We will have another video to talk all about the budget. He's so dramatic. I promise you, he is so dramatic. But so look out for that video. But thanks so much for coming back and following along with us. We are super excited to continue this series and tell you some tips that have helped us in our wedding planning process. So we hope to see you again in the next video. Thanks so much.
Yo,
bye.
Take care.